Qore, presented by the PlayStation Network. We are here in scenic Seattle, Washington, to find out what Monolith Productions has in store for us for Fear 2 Project Origin. But that's not the only exotic locale we travel to this month. First, in this month's lead feature, we'll storm Guerrilla Games' headquarters in Amsterdam to check out the much-anticipated Killzone 2. Next, we'll join Capcom as they deliver Street Fighter 4 to a hardcore Street Fighter fight club. And then swing by superstar DJ Cubert's house to check out his scratching skills featured in Street Fighter HD. For the win! Finally, we travel to Paris searching for answers about the mystery that is Heavy Rain. We've also got some very exciting extras packed in this month to help you start 09 in a big way, with our second exclusive Killzone 2 theme and Qore-only access to the Fear 2 Project Origin demo. And as we begin the new year, we want to sincerely thank all of you for helping make Qore a success this year, and wish you all a happy, healthy, and Qore-tastic new year. I'll see you on the inside. Hey everyone, we're here in Amsterdam, and as you know, the Dutch are famous for quite a few things. We have wooden shoes, windmills, and a little plant that people seem to get really excited about. Yeah, that would be tulips. But oh no, those are not the reasons that we're here in Amsterdam today. We're going to storm the Guerrilla Games headquarters to get the intel on Killzone 2. We're here with Steven, who's the lead producer on Killzone 2. And so I gotta ask, I mean, the trailer that came out at E3, 2005 was it?
2005, yeah.
Set very, very high expectations.
It did.
How has that changed your development cycle? How have you worked towards that?
Well, the expectations were enormous. For us, it's been a real motivation. We always said that this is the ambition, this is the stuff that we really want to do, and we believe that the PlayStation is capable of. Now, to be able to live up to those expectations and then finally come out with this is the actual game, see how close we've gotten to that original vision, I think we're very, very happy we've been able to achieve that.
Strike without warning.
So what's the backstory of Killzone 2? Where do we pick up?
Killzone 2 is we're taking the fight to Helghan. So the Helghast, they live on their homeworld, and they've invaded Vecta in the previous titles, but this time we're taking the fight to them. So the ISA are launching a preemptive strike, and they're saying, well, if we rip out the heart, if we take Visari, who is the main antagonist of the title, then hopefully we can stop any further bloodshed. So basically they're going there to try and capture him. But of course, things are never that easy. It's a large-scale planetary invasion. It's something that is very grand, something that you will not have seen before, and it's a lot more daunting than they at first expected.
I've seen a lot of really incredible weapons that you guys have shown within the trailer and in some of the gameplay footage. I mean, they have lightning. They're shooting lightning from guns. How do you fight against that?
Well, of course the ISA's got their arsenal as well, but the Helghast are really using their planet to their advantage. They've got the angle on you, and you got to find a way around it. So trying to figure out how those arc guns and how those lighting weapons are built, and how you can stop them from being operated. Maybe wield them yourself, because we've got a little surprise in there in one of the levels where you can actually pick up one of those guns and play around with them. So it's those kind of things that will allow you to turn the tables on them.
And the environment is totally destructive. I mean, you can really take down entire rooms when you're in there.
Absolutely. We feel that the shooting has to be rewarding. So every time you fire a bullet, you gotta have some reward for it. So be it that the environment is destructible and entire buildings collapse on you, those kind of things. We really put a lot of effort in making sure that everything feels right about the shooting. So not just the environment, but also the characters themselves. We developed a special system we call hit responses, which basically blends motion captured animation with physics impulses. So all the characters, when you hit them, they actually move very realistically. And there's an endless amount of combinations that you can trigger, so it always looks different based on the weapon, based on where you shoot these guys, and basically shooting is very, very rewarding in Killzone.
Well, that's how it should be in a first-person shooter, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're here today at Monolith Productions in Seattle, Washington to learn about my biggest fear, as all you Qore longtime viewers know, scary video games. And to tell me more about Fear 2 Project Origin is primary art lead Dave Matthews. So you worked on the first one, obviously.
Yes.
And what did you kind of take away from that experience? How have you changed the way you do things here for Fear 2?
One of the main tenets still is that John Woo over-the-top style, like real heavy cinematic combat. As we move forward, we really have a very specific story that we're trying to tell with Alma. In the first game, it was all about Alma as a little girl, and now with Fear 2, we're getting into the idea of we're telling that story, continuing that story, and what that means for not only the city of Fairport, what's it kind of mean for the world, what's it mean for Alma now that she's out and her powers are a little more advanced.
And what's the style? Has that changed at all? I mean, you had a very specific style in the first game. What's different now?
We got a lot of community feedback from the first game, and one of the elements that we kept kind of coming back time and time again was we created a really good experience for like real tight, frenetic combat, but they wanted to open up that space. So in Fear 2, we really took great pains to really start to change the volume of space, which ultimately changes how combat kind of evolves and resolves. We have this whole new combat aspect called the EPA, which is the Elite Powered Armor, and ultimately it stemmed from the community. In the first game, when we shipped, we had a lot of feedback saying everybody wanted to have the skin of this mech. Ultimately, when we started kind of putting it together, we realized it wasn't quite what the Fear-esque aspect was, so we kind of had to push it further, and ultimately we came up with this Big Brother version. And what's great about it is it completely changes the dynamic of combat.
This is Tarl Rainey. He's multiplayer producer on Fear 2. And what are people going to get out of multiplayer in this version?
Well, what we really wanted to do was actually pick up where we left off with Fear multiplayer. So obviously going from PC to console, there's a bit of a challenge there getting the controls right. And we actually looked at a lot of other games, figure out what are the best things to do to make that feel right. We also went through a lot of the forum posts and even server logs to see what people were playing, what they liked, what they didn't like, and we looked at that and we kind of concentrated on the things that people really liked and put all of our efforts into making sure that those same modes and those weapons, et cetera, we polished those up and made those even better for the next round. It's a fairly fast-paced, extremely hectic, just a cacophony of explosions and effects. You've probably seen tons of screenshots and videos of just sparks and smoke and body parts and all kinds of great stuff just
Nice.
flying around, and that really is what the experience is all about.
Are you afraid? You should be. We're here at Monolith today to talk to Brian Pamatwan, who's a director of audio. It's his job to make the game scary enough to want to play with the lights on. There's obviously a science behind making something sound scary. How do you make something sound super scary?
So there's a couple elements that we do to make it sound scary. First, if you don't know what's around the corner, that makes it scary, so we play up on that. If we add ambience, and then if we do lighting, and then some special effects, I think that combination, if we set it up right, just scare the heck out of you. Obviously, it seems like sounds that most players that experience that if they don't know what it is, it's like, what is that? And that just seems just as creepy. So we would take something, say like a shovel, and scrape it along the cement, and then reverse it, put some reverb, add maybe a little whispering. That together is like, boom. So here I have a cinematic from the game. We pretty much get it, and then we put the music to it, sound effects, ambience, and everything. So right now, let me play it for you. A little bit of ambience, kind of building it up. More tension building. And it's all about pacing. You gotta pace it right, just enough to kind of make everything stand out. Here, it's just, we were like, okay, what can we have in that part? It was, let's put the rope creak. And so we actually, and some people don't even know what it is. It's kind of like, what is that sound? And all it is really a rope creep that's kind of reverbed out. I'm hoping that someone is going to sit down in the right setting, be completely scared out of their mind. Overall, it kind of brings them like, oh my God, this is too scary. Just having that aspect where audio is actually affecting them, that is what I want.
We've been invited to DJ Qubert's house, one of the pioneers of turntablism, to learn about his involvement in the new Street Fighter game, as well as some of his more geekier pastimes. Yeah, dude is a total nerd. Let's check it out. I hope he lets me in. Hi!
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Well, I can already tell just by walking in the front door that you've got a lot of really cool stuff, especially robot related. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's just my playpen. You know, I like collecting robots and weird kind of art from a lot of graffiti artists.
So you work from home also. I mean, this is not just where you live, it's also where you kind of put everything together.
Yeah, sure. I do a lot of work at home. I travel a lot and perform as well, but definitely love to stay in my playpen, as I said earlier.
Well, I was curious, could I see your studio? Can I see where the magic happens, if you will?
Let's go there right now.
All right, cool.
This is the studio.
Oh my gosh, it looks like Amoeba in here.
Yeah, it's like a little record store.
How'd you get involved with Street Fighter then?
A long time ago, I made a b-boy mix with Street Fighter sounds in there. You know, it was like 10 years ago, but they heard it and they were like, hey, I want you to do a new version of that. And so I just did a new version of it, and I was
You're
happy
like,
I could.
yeah.
Yeah, updated. Hell yeah, I was really excited because I'm a big Street Fighter fan.
Well, do you think we can go take a listen?
Yeah, let's go. Check it out.
I'd love to hear
Yeah.
it. Wow, this is probably the biggest PlayStation screen I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear your track you promised
Yeah, it's
me.
right there. Super Beat Street Fighter 2.
Ah! Oh, just button mash, come on.
Away from me. Oh, damn! Oh, no!
Oh, I'm so gonna die. Stop hitting me with that thing, it's really annoying.
Hey!
Oh, I won!
I don't like playing no more.
Yes!
I want to play it. All right, in this room are my favorite robots right here. These guys guarding the trophies, these hard to find gold Gundams.
How hard to find?
They only made like, I think, 250 of those guys.
That's pretty hard to
Yeah,
find.
definitely.
So which trophy are you the most proud of?
Oh, well, I guess it would have to be this world trophy when we first won the world championships. Mixmaster Mike, the DJ for the Beastie Boys, was my partner, and DJ Apollo. We won it all together as a team. All right, so this is the layer of the octagon.
Whoa, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is the octagon right here.
Now, you only play 2 turntables at a time, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you could
You
use
can,
this
like,
main.
run around
You
and do all
could,
the
yeah.
different
But
ones.
I mean, the trick is to keep it just nice and simple.
Well, thank you so much for showing us all your awesome gear today, and congratulations on having the song with Street Fighter. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I can't even believe I'm on it.
Mind playing us out?
Not at all.
Not bad, or was it just luck?
I was delayed by underestimating my opponent. He was much better than I actually thought. Ryu, next time around, we've got an old score to settle.
We're here in San Jose, California at this innocent-looking suburban house where we've received a tip from our friends at Capcom that something way more interesting goes on behind this white picket fence. It is, in fact, a super-secret Street Fighter fight club. Let's go check it out before the cops come. This is Albert. He is the ringleader around here, apparently.
No.
And, no?
No.
Then who is?
Everybody is here.
Everyone is?
It's not about me, it's about every person here.
Street Fighter is the pinnacle of, like, person-to-person fighting.
Who wants to roll up?
Basically, you can't hide. You can't hide.
That's me who won before.
This is absolutely insane. It's like basically someone's garage is just filled with all these arcade versions of Street Fighter. It just has this feeling of like a clubhouse, and very much like the actual Fight Club in a way also. They're really, really serious about this stuff. I'm just a button master, so I really can't compete, but I might try. Hey! Wait, I don't know what the controls are. A rival's gonna teach me how to play.
F 34, be advised, Mary Queen 27 is code 6 with the suspect and the victim. West.
was delayed by underestimating my opponent. He was much better than I actually thought.
And how did you do?
I won.
Oh. Well then, are you man enough to check out my other ability?
Chun-Li.
Dear Diary, I have arrived in Paris only to be shadowed in a heavy mystery. I wander the streets deep in thought. What is Heavy Rain? Is it an action-based interactive psychological mystery thriller? Or is it much, much more? Strangers at every corner. I've been led astray in a maze of speculation and awesome trailers. With every path I become more... Oh, is that a croissant? Unsolved, the mystery remains. I must seek the answers. We finally made our way to the outskirts of Paris and to the door of Quantic Dream, where we hope to unravel some of the mystery behind Heavy Rain. I've also heard they have a few surprises in store for us, so let's go check it out. We're here with David Cage, who's the president and also director of Heavy Rain. I've heard the game described as a very dark film noir, but isn't it by nature already very dark? How do you make it more kind of moody and intense than the typical film noir style?
It's true, the background is really dark. It's set on the east coast of the US in a not very nice city. It's really moody and dark. But it's also all about the story. I think the story is quite serious, and we hope it's going to really question the players as human beings and give them moral choices and difficult decisions to make.
If you were to tell someone very briefly what kind of game it is, what would you say?
I would say it's not a game. I would say you're the hero of a movie, and the story changes based on your actions. Many people think that interactive storytelling are two words that cannot go together because storytelling is linear where interactivity is non-linear by essence. So many people think it's not possible to tell a story through interactivity. So we had to find a way of giving consequences to your actions but keeping them in control. So we used a technique we call banding stories, where we consider our story like a rubber band that the player can stretch or deform based on his actions.
I had a chance to do some of the mocap stuff downstairs, which was a lot of fun, but that's definitely a central part of how you've built up the game. I mean, you've had 70 actors and countless hours of motion capture. How has that changed kind of your process?
Mocap is a very important part in Heavy Rain, of course, because each action is contextual. It means that in most games you use, a library of animations that you use all through the game. But here in Heavy Rain, each action is unique. So each time you open a door, you use something, or you do whatever, it's a specific animation. So basically we shot for 9 months, pretty much every day, with more than 70 actors. And it's been really, really a lot of work. you know, you never know exactly where your influences come from. I guess it comes from all the books you read, all the movies you watched, and television and comics and wherever. For Heavy Rain, maybe what's a little bit different for me is that it comes also from my personal life and my personal experience. And definitely this is probably the most personal work I've done so far.
Once again, I'm here on a motion capture set, and I've got my lovely little suit on. Always fun. We're here with a bunch of other American journalists to learn more about Heavy Rain and to kind of experience being on the motion capture set and actually get to act out some of the parts from the actual game.
It's always weird shoes with the mocap.
I know. Every single scene, every single movement in the game is all done with motion capture. Extensive amounts of acting done here on the set. So this is really cool. They have their own motion capture set right here at Quantic Dream. So they have tons of resources available to them for planning out all the scenes and putting all the actors on the stage together. So everything is very much like a movie.
Please welcome Batman and Robin. Nice suit. We'll shoot a very simple scene, and I'll try to direct you and give you instructions about what we're going to do. We're going to shoot a very simple scene where a profiler from the FBI arrives, and you're here to interrogate this young lady, and she's probably a suspect. So the first thing I would like you to do is knock at the door, wait for her to come and open the door. She tells you, have a seat. You'll sit here. So you just take the chair and sit at the table. Open this drawer and take the gun. Turn and kill him. Okay?
Kill him dead.
Action.
Have a seat. Would you like something to drink?
Sure. If we wanted really to make it fully interactive, what we would do is shoot first knocking at the door, and that would be one action from the player. Opening the door would be another, talking would be interactive. Getting in would be done with motion kit. So as she turns back, you stand up, get close to her, and before she takes the gun, you're gonna to grab her, put her against the wall, be a gentleman, okay? Then you take her, put her on the table, put your handcuffs. Go, go, go! Yeah. Okay, turn back, yeah. Good, check. Look at the table, go, go,
A little fresh. I don't know. These French studios are a little different.